Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on the 25th of Shawwal 1446, 24th of April 2025, Thursday. This Majlis took place at the Majlis of Hazrat Wala Damat Barakatuhum. Our Hazrat Wala is saying कि जो मजमून मैं सुनाने जा रहा हूँ हज़रत मौलाना शाह वसीउल्लाह साहब अल्लामा को सुनाते थे. This article and what I'm about to pass over to you, that the articles and articles like this, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, he used to relate it to Allama Ibrahim Balyawi and the other mashayikh that would come. So our Hazrat Wala is saying, maybe yahi mazamin sunata ho. And now also I take this opportunity to relay these type of articles to you. So here, the need and importance of remaining in the company of the spiritual masters has been explained by Sheikh Abdul Haq Muhaddith Dehlwi rahimahullah ta'ala in his introduction to Akhbarul Akhyar. He mentions, he says, all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Peace and salutations to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This insignificant servant, Abdul Haq ibn Saifuddin Turk Dehlwi Bukhari, states, all erudite and insightful scholars who are listed amongst the enlightened and reliable personalities accept that the most effective, in fact, the most superior form of ibadat and worship is the companionship of the Ahlullah and remaining in the company of those close servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. When a seeker observes their steadfastness, firmness, and unity of purpose, he develops strength and courage. Consequently, the fatigue of ibadat and worship and difficulties of spiritual exercises, which are essentials of this path, become easy for him. In fact, when he beholds their beauty, his heart develops a special effulgence and nur. As a result, the darkness of doubts and misgivings, which is the real cause behind the barrier between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is removed from his heart. Allahu Akbar. Now look, Sheikh Muhaddith rahimahullah is saying that companionship of the spiritual masters is one of the most superior forms of ibadat. The proof he is giving is when a seeker observes their firmness and steadfastness, it gives him courage and strength. This enables him to bear the difficulties of doing good actions. When he beholds their beauty, his heart develops enlightenment, which removes the darkness of doubts, and the veil is raised. Our Hazrat Wala is saying, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, we're speaking about the steadfastness of these spiritual masters. He's saying our Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to quite often be unwell and sick. Aksar bimar rehte the. But you know what? When it came to that of congregational salat, he always went to the masjid. Many times he would say, when we used to take him to the masjid, when we would reach late, then he would say to us, you people brought me so late. And sometimes if we were to reach quite a bit earlier, then he would go on to say, you bring a sick man like this here. I got this bimari, that bimari. And there is so much of time left for the Jamaat and the congregation, the Jamaat Salat to stand. And then he would scold us and reprimand us. By and large, at the time of the Tahajjud, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to call us. When his call would come, you would leave everything and you would come in that halat. I would come to him there and then he would say to me, where's your shawl? You have come without socks. You know, today I think maybe it's the first time I'm relating this year to you people, that on the occasion when Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab started leaving to go to Bombay, and he said that मैं Bombay जा रहा हूँ, वहाँ के लोग ज़्यादा तालिब. That listen, the thirst of the people there is tremendous. उनकी रियायत में मैं जा रहा हूँ. Considering their thirst and considering them, I'm leaving to go there. आप लोग आते रहे, कमर ज़मा बयान करेंगे. Listen, you people, all of you, continue coming. And then referring to our Hazrat Wala Shah Wasiullah Sahab says in that majlis, in front of everyone there, that Qamar Zama bayan karenge, that you must come. Qamar Zama is going to give the talk. Our Hazrat Wala is saying that, I don't think I ever told you people this before. And then he said to me, you see this bed of mine? You sleep on the same bed. You sleep on the same bed of mine. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to get severe pains. You know, he would keep this type of lamp to heat him up, and we used to continue lighting it, etc., so it could produce heat, etc. And after 4 rakats of the Taraweeh, etc., also, he would sit next to it there and warm himself. You know, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, after the Majlis, he would go to the civil lines. In those days, there were no cars or this or that. He would go by rickshaw. He was a person who was very, very punctual with his tahajjud. You know, all of this, our Hazrat Wala is just speaking on that there, that when a seeker observes their steadfastness, firmness and unity of purpose, he develops strength and courage. Khair, let's continue. The same theme is expressed by Hazrat Qadi Thanaullah Panipati rahimahullah. He says, a group comprising countless people of whom it is conceivable that they will conquer on fabricating a lie, and whose every member is on such a level of piety and knowledge that it is impermissible to accuse him of lying, having stated in their writings and speeches that the company of the spiritual masters created a new condition in their hearts. Allahu Akbar. The company of the spiritual masters created a new condition in their hearts. This condition caused them to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His friends, created an enthusiasm for good deeds, conferred them with divine inspiration for righteous deeds, and entrenched true and correct beliefs in them. This is a condition which ought to be referred as perfection. It is a condition which is a catalyst for many other perfections and excellences. So here, the Qazi Sahib presents a striking proof for the blessings and benefits of the company of the spiritual masters. Namely, countless people developed a new spiritual condition which they did not have previously. He then describes the group wherein every member is on the highest level of piety and knowledge, making it impossible to accuse them of fabricating a lie. If this is the opinion of every member of a group, it will obviously be immensely dependable and reliable. And if its members pass a unanimous decision on a certain matter, it will certainly be an absolute and definite decision, as though Qazi Saab is saying that such a large number of people in every era have been speaking and writing on this, that it reached the level of tawatur. Now, there is no room for rejection by anyone. The new condition which develops in the heart by virtue of the company of the spiritual masters refers to nisbat-e-ihsan, which is mentioned in the hadith of Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam, أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه, that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as though you are seeing Him. Anyway, just regarding the ibarat there in the kitab, kalam se और कलम ज़बा से यानी तहरीरन व तकरीरन खबर देती है, that whichever way we take it, in every way all of this here proves and gives this type of information to us. You know, just the choice of words, what type of information it gives to us, that हमको मशाइख की सोहबत की वजह से, जिनकी सोहबत का सिलसिला रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम तक पहुंचता है. Anyway, just coming to that part that I wish to pass to you here, that बातिन में एक नई हालत पैदा हो गई, that this great new spiritual state overcomes them and overwhelms them. You know, speaking about that new kayfiyat, our Hazrat Wala speaks about the incident briefly of Sayyid Sulaiman Nadwi when he traveled and journeyed to Tanabon. The people of his locality, what did they say? Everybody was waiting in anticipation that Allama, a man of this type of capacity? I mean, let's wait and see, what does he come back? I mean, what can he learn? When he comes and they ask him that, Hazrat, what have you achieved? He says, Apne jahal ka ilm ho gaya. I have come to learn. I've got the knowledge now of my ignorance. Now I understand how truly ignorant I am. Now, this also, his answer will tell you of his caliber and his capacity and what he actually came back with. You know, Hazrat Maulana Tanvi, when he went himself, left and he started his journey going to Makkah Mukarrama to go and spend time with Hazrat Haji Imdadullah, then it was his sister that asked that Ashraf Ali is going. Now what's going on here? He's completed, he's achieved, he's done all of this. What is he going to do now? And then the paternal aunt, she then answers by saying that ab tak par raha tha. Up till now he was learning. Ab bunne liye gaye. Now he's actually going to get fully cooked and, how we say, well done. Ab bunne liye gaye. When the people, Mashayikh of Deoband would come, then Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab would definitely read these type of articles to them. When Hazrat Allama came, and he came in that condition, what can I even tell you about this here? At that time, there was no chair also. He came from Faizabad. He came at such a time when he cut off all type of journeys. He was unable to travel. That is the time he came for that very same thing, to sit at the feet of the spiritual masters, what we would say his own student. Nevertheless, that batini halat and कैफियत जो बुज़ुर्गों के दिल में है और जो बुज़ुर्गों के दिलों जिससे वो मुनव्वर थे, हमारे दिल को भी मुनव्वर कर दे अल्लाह ताला, like how he illuminated the hearts of these spiritual masters with these excellent spiritual states, kayfiyat, batini halat, etc. Allah Ta'ala illuminate our hearts as well. Now let us make dua. اللهم إنا نسألك خير هذا اليوم، فتحه ونصره ونوره وبركته وهداه. اللهم إنا نسألك نفسا بك مطمئنة تؤمن بلقائك وترضى بقضائك وتقنع بعطائك. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم، وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم، بحرمة سيدنا النبي الكريم صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم.